Now, welcome to a journey through American farming heritage, where we're going to spotlight 10 rare tractor startups that are sure to stir up some nostalgia. From legendary pops and rumbles to groundbreaking designs that shaped agriculture, these mechanical marvels remind us of the days when horsepower was heard in every field. Sit back, soak in the history, and get ready to be impressed by the might and legacy of these iconic tractors. Number 10, the John Deere Model D. The John Deere Model D roars onto our list as the longest produced tractor in Deere's early lineup, spanning from 1923 to 1953. This workhorse originated from an era when two-cylinder engines defined the brand's signature putt-putt rhythm, a sound cherished by collectors even today. Under the hood, it featured a two-cylinder, horizontally opposed engine that delivered around 38 horsepower on the drawbar in later iterations. Although it may seem modest by modern standards, it was a game-changer for the day, significantly reducing the time and effort that farmers spent in the fields. A true pioneer, the Model D was the first tractor to bear the distinctive John Deere name in full production, representing a major leap from horse-drawn implements to more efficient mechanization. Its design was intentionally straightforward: a robust chassis, large open-spoke wheels, which were later replaced by cast or steel wheels, and a dependable engine that could handle tough American terrains. The simplicity made it remarkably durable and relatively easy to maintain, ideal for rural communities where spare parts and specialized tools were scarce. The Model D's impact on the industry and culture can't be overstated. As agriculture modernized in the early 1900s, John Deere recognized the need for reliable, cost-effective tractors that could plow, plant, and harvest across America's vast farmland. With over 160,000 units eventually produced, the Model D established John Deere as a trusted name in mechanized farming. Generations of farmers found themselves forging a bond with this green and yellow icon, passing down stories of its famous engine note and the sense of pride that came from having a Deere in the barn. In many ways, the Model D didn't just revolutionize production, it laid the groundwork for an enduring legacy. For collectors today, starting up a well-preserved Model D is akin to opening a time capsule from the golden age of American agriculture, where that staccato exhaust note still resonates with the spirit of a bygone era. Number 9, the Allis-Chalmers Model U. The Allis-Chalmers Model U made its debut in 1929, offering a memorable startup growl that immediately set it apart from earlier machines. This tractor was a testament to Allis-Chalmers' commitment to innovation, as it embraced the shift from steel wheels to rubber tires, which improved traction and ride comfort. Often rated around 30 horsepower on the drawbar, the Model U's four-cylinder engine proved reliable for plowing, cultivating, and hauling tasks across diverse farm setups. Now, one notable hallmark of the Model U was how it stood at the forefront of the row crop tractor movement. Designed to navigate between rows of corn and other crops, it featured enhanced ground clearance and adjustable wheel spacing, enabling farmers to work more productively without damaging their plants. Alongside that practicality, Allis-Chalmers was keenly focused on building a robust tractor that can handle the often unforgiving conditions of America's heartland. From a cultural and historical perspective, the Model U played a significant role in broadening the acceptance of mechanized farming. Through the 1930s, when times were tough for many families, having a reliable tractor like the Model U often meant the difference between breaking even and prospering. It could even take on everything from deep plowing in the Dakotas to row crop cultivation in Iowa, demonstrating the versatility that became a hallmark of American tractor engineering. Allis-Chalmers also showcased the Model U in various demonstrations, proving how well it could handle newly developed rubber tires, an advancement that was initially met with a bit of skepticism by traditionalists who questioned durability. Over time, the proven performance of the Model U helped rubber tires become the norm, smoothing the path for future tractor designs. Its distinctive startup, a raw and hearty rumble, still garners attention at classic machinery shows. Owners who keep these icons running understand that they're not just preserving metal and paint, but they're preserving a piece of America's agricultural soul, one that thrived on grit, determination, and pushing the boundaries of innovation. Number 8, the International Harvester Titan 1020. One of the earliest American tractors to reach large-scale adoption was the International Harvester Titan 1020, produced from 1915 to 1922. Its lumbering startup might not have been as refined as more modern machines, but the throaty roar symbolized a major shift in farming methods. With a 2-cylinder horizontal engine capable of about 20 horsepower at the belt and slightly less on the drawbar, it was designed to run on kerosene, an economical choice at the time. Now, International Harvester introduced the Titan 1020 in response to farmers' demand for a practical alternative to horses. Its large steel wheels and solid frame were built to handle challenging terrains. Particularly in the expanding Midwest. By lowering the labor required and speeding up the plowing process, the Titan 1020 profoundly reshaped how family-run operations approach planting and harvesting. Suddenly, covering broader acreage was far more feasible, which in turn helped feed the country's rapidly growing population. From a historical standpoint, the Titan 1020 was an emblem of progress in the early 1900s. It also laid the groundwork for International Harvester's reputation as a builder of dependable tractors and farm equipment. The brand's bold push into tractor production was matched by a nationwide advertising effort that highlighted the tractor's ability to power stationary farm implements via its belt pulley, making it a versatile tool for multiple farm jobs. Now, culturally, the Titan 1020 helped break down resistance to mechanical farming. Some communities were hesitant about moving away from trusted teams of horses, but when the Titan consistently showed that it could tackle a hefty workload, skeptics began to see the value in machine-driven agriculture. Watching one of these old Titans spark to life today, with chugging exhaust and robust mechanical clatter, is like taking a trip back to the pioneering days of tractor technology. Even in the age of GPS-guided machinery, the legacy of these original metal giants reminds us that every revolution has a humble yet powerful start. Number 7, the Fordson Model F. Now, Henry Ford revolutionized the automotive world with the Model T, and he sought to do the same for agriculture with the Fordson Model F, introduced in 1917. Now, this small but mighty tractor packed a 4-cylinder engine that delivered about 20 horsepower, enough for many of the tasks previously assigned to a draft horse. Now, with its distinctive coil and battery ignition system, the Model F startup was often described as spirited, if a bit temperamental. Now, once you fired it up, though, it provided dependable power to help farmers plow, cultivate, and haul. The Fordson Model F quickly became one of the widely most used tractors of its time. By 1928, hundreds of thousands had been produced, and it was often credited with speeding up the transition from horse-drawn implements to mechanized farming. Now, that broad reach was no accident. Henry Ford applied the same principles in mass production that he perfected in the automotive industry: standardization of parts, assembly line efficiency, and an unwavering focus on affordability. As a result, more farmers across the country could finally purchase a tractor to ease their workload. Now, historically, the Fordson Model F bolstered the national push toward rural electrification and farm mechanization. Now, people began to see how internal combustion engines could do more than power cars. They could also power the nation's breadbasket. Indeed, the availability of the Fordson at a reasonable cost helped spur competition among other manufacturers, ultimately improving tractor design across the board. The cultural impact was equally profound. The Fordson became a fixture in rural America, weaving itself into farm life stories. Families invested their hard-earned savings in a machine that promised to lighten back-breaking chores, and over time, many farmers replaced their steel wheels with rubber ones, adapting the tractor to new advances. Hearing one rumble to life now is a nostalgic reminder of an era when simply owning a Ford tractor felt like having the latest and greatest innovation in your barn. Even today, enthusiasts who lovingly restore a Model F uphold that long-standing sentiment. There's nothing quite like hearing that historic four-cylinder engine roar into action. Number 6, the Farmall Regular. In 1924, International Harvester launched the Farmall Regular, sometimes just called the Farmall, to meet the specific demands of row crop agriculture. Its introduction marked a turning point, as this was one of the first tractors designed specifically to handle multiple tasks around the farm without constantly swapping machines. Powered by a four-cylinder engine that delivered about 13 horsepower on the drawbar, the Farmall Regular provided enough muscle to plow fields, cultivate crops, and even haul loads, making it the Swiss Army knife of early American tractors. Part of its genius lay in its high-clearance tricycle design. With a single front wheel, or closely spaced dual wheels positioned under the radiator, this allowed farmers to work in row crop fields without damaging plants. The Farmall Regular's nimble handling was a marvel at a time when many tractors were big, bulky, and difficult to maneuver around tight corners or narrow rows. It signaled a move away from one-task tractors and pushed the industry toward more flexible machines. Historically, the Farmall Regular was a significant factor in boosting the productivity of smaller farms across the country. Families who once relied on sharecropping or purely manual labor found that they could multiply their efficiency. This not only raised individual incomes, but also transformed entire local economies. Rural communities began to see a future where the machine truly supplanted the horse, and the Farmall brand eventually became synonymous with row crop tractors that emphasized adaptability and ease of use. Now, beyond its mechanical achievements, the Farmall Regular carried a strong emotional legacy. For many, it was the first tractor that they ever drove, the first piece of machinery that turned hard labor into something manageable. Over 134,000 units were produced by 1932, demonstrating just how widespread the adoption became. When you hear one fire up at a classic tractor event nowadays, the rhythmic hum is more than just an engine sound. It's a testament to the evolving story of American agriculture. From fields of corn in the Midwest to cotton rows in the South, the Farmall Regular helped shape the heartland one startup at a time. Number 5, the Minneapolis-Moline U. Now, debuting in 1938, the Minneapolis-Moline U arrived with a confident roar that farmers soon identified as a promise of power. The brand came from the merger of 3 companies: Minneapolis Steel and Machinery, Moline Implement Company, and Minneapolis Threshing Machine, creating a force in agricultural manufacturing. The Model U often ran with a 4-cylinder engine that could crank out about 35 horsepower on the drawbar, placing it in a higher power class than many competing models of the same era. The extra muscle made it popular among farmers who needed to tackle larger fields and heavier soil conditions. What set the Minneapolis-Moline U apart was its versatility. It came in row crop, standard tread, and industrial versions, each tailored to distinct farming or construction needs. For those living in areas with rugged terrains, the Model U's robust transmission and durable design proved vital in pushing through tasks like breaking sod or powering hefty machinery via a belt pulley. Being able to handle multiple implements without buckling under stress turned the Model U into something of a Swiss Army knife on wheels. Historically, the Model U's success helped cement Minneapolis-Moline's reputation as a major competitor in the American tractor scene. Farmers appreciated not just the raw power, but also the company's forward-thinking approach. Minneapolis-Moline was known for championing comfort, experimenting with fully enclosed cabs and new attachments before many of its rivals. The U model arrived with optional features like electric starters and lights, both of which were modern conveniences that saved time and frustration in the early morning or late evening. Now, on a cultural note, the Minneapolis-Moline U, it wasn't as omnipresent as some John Deere or Farmall models, but that scarcity, it only helped develop a devoted following. Those who grew up on smaller family farms in certain regions might recall that bright yellow and red paint scheme shimmering against a green landscape. Hearing one roar to life is a memory-laden experience, often tied to the warmth of family gatherings at harvest time, when farmland extended as far as the eye could see. Today, collector clubs preserve these machines with almost fanatical devotion, maintaining not just an engine and chassis, but a living piece of America's agricultural past. Number 4. The Case Model L. Introduced in 1929 by the J.I. Case Company, the Case Model L was a heavy-duty tractor that many farmers relied on for extensive plowing and threshing chores. With its 4-cylinder gasoline engine producing about 32 horsepower on the drawbar, it quickly gained a reputation as a durable, no-nonsense machine. The Model L was crafted to handle demanding tasks, from clearing tough brush to pulling large combine harvesters in Midwestern wheat fields. Listening to its startup, you'd catch a deep rumble that signaled serious work was about to begin. The Model L's design was rather straightforward. Big rear wheels, a sturdy cast iron frame, and a belt pulley that allowed it to power an array of stationary farm implements. It was initially offered on steel wheels, though rubber tires became an option in the 30s. Like many tractors of its time, the Model L was about reliability over flash. Farmers only needed a partner in the field, not just a shiny showpiece. Case responded by engineering a tractor that could deal with unforgiving conditions day in and day out. By the time production ended in 1940, tens of thousands of Model L units had rolled off the line, ready to conquer the farmland. Historically, Case was one of the oldest names in agricultural equipment, dating back to the mid-1800s with threshing machines. Introducing the Model L reflected the company's commitment to evolving alongside modern farming needs. This tractor not only plowed the fields, but also powered threshers and sawmills, contributing to agricultural and industrial progress simultaneously. And as a result, Case solidified its role as a key player in the tractor wars of the early 20th century. The Model L also found great cultural resonance as a symbol of grit and perseverance. Farms that expanded into the Great Plains discovered that they needed machinery as tough as the land itself. With its robust construction and reliable performance, the Case Model L became woven into the stories of families battling droughts, dust storms, and uncertain markets. Even as bigger and more specialized tractors came along, the L remained a beloved workhorse for those who valued a dependable companion during the hardest of times. Firing one up at a vintage machinery show, it evokes a sense of awe for the resilience and innovation that characterized farming in the early 1900s. Number 3. The Oliver 70. The Oliver 70, produced between 1935 and 1948, was renowned not just for its distinctive startup sound, but also for its streamlined Art Deco-inspired design. Sloping lines and a sleek grille set the 70 apart from boxier rivals. Beneath the stylish exterior, farmers would find a dependable 6-cylinder gas engine that could generate about 23 horsepower on the drawbar. Placing it comfortably in the mid-range of tractors available at the time. Now that power, paired with a relatively lightweight frame, made the Oliver 70 quick and nimble. Qualities that help many owners tackle varied tasks without switching equipment. Oliver had roots in multiple companies that merged over the years, including Hart Parr, American Seeding Company, and Nichols and Shepard. This background equipped Oliver with deep experience in farm machinery engineering, which showed in the 70's well-thought-out features. One of its standout characteristics was the tiptoe rear wheel design. which allowed for narrower row crop work. Some models also boasted electric starters, automotive-style instrumentation, and comfortable operator seats, signifying Oliver's commitment to operator-friendly machines. Historically, the Oliver 70 enjoyed a substantial following due to its balance of power and agility. Whether hauling hay bales in the barnyard or fitting between rows of tall corn, the 70 proved adaptable. It also saw broad use in wheat fields, dairy operations, and even orchard settings where maneuverability was crucial. This versatility made it a valuable asset at a time when many farms were shifting from single crop specialization to more diversified production. Culturally, the Oliver 70's modern aesthetic helped farmers feel like they were on the cusp of new possibilities. The pointed nose and curved body lines, they didn't just look stylish, they helped brand Oliver as an innovator. When owners fired up that 6-cylinder engine, they experienced a smoothness that some said resembled the purr of a well-tuned automobile rather than the chug of a purely utilitarian tractor. Today, collectors admire the 70 for the same reason that farmers did decades ago: its mixture of functional power, distinctive styling, and mechanical reliability. Hearing one turn over at a classic tractor meet could spark memories of progress, optimism, and the belief that agriculture was racing into a bright new future. Number 2, the John Deere 730 Diesel. Launched in 1958, the John Deere 730 Diesel represented the pinnacle of Deere's 2-cylinder era. Nicknamed the Johnny Popper by loyal fans, its signature exhaust notes, a deep pop, pop, pop with a diesel twist, announce its presence like no other. Boasting about 53 horsepower on the drawbar, this tractor had enough torque to tackle some of the hardest field work, all while sipping fuel more efficiently than many comparable gas-powered models. The 730 Diesel also incorporated a unique pony motor or starting engine in certain configurations to help warm up and start the main diesel engine, adding to its mechanical mystique. Now, historically, the 730 Diesel was a testament to Deere's engineering prowess. By improving the fuel injection system and refining its already proven 2-cylinder layout, John Deere gave farmers a powerful machine that can handle large implements, from plows to forage harvesters. This level of lugging ability meant that owners could push the tractor to its limits without worrying about stalling out or guzzling excessive amounts of diesel. In the late 70s and the early 60s, efficiency was fast becoming a priority, and the 730 fit the bill neatly. Culturally, the 730 Diesel came along at a time when farms were consolidating and more acreage needed tending by fewer hands. The tractor's combination of muscle and economy helped sustain family farms that were scaling up, aiming to remain competitive in shifting agricultural markets. John Deere's distinct green and yellow paint job ensured that heads turned when a 730 rolled down the road, and the brand loyalty it inspired was, and still is, legendary. Now, when you hear a restored 730 Diesel spark to life, it's a multi-sensory experience. There's a low rumble of the pony motor, then a quick transition into the big diesel's iconic popping rhythm. It remains a favorite among collectors who appreciate the final chapters of the 2-cylinder story. Now, even as multi-cylinder designs took over in the 60s, the John Deere 730 Diesel holds a place of honor as a hard-working, fuel-efficient marvel that can still outpull many newcomers. Its startup alone brings an instant smile to those who recall days when that pop was a call to get out in the field and seize the day. And number 1, the Farmall M. Now, a staple of American agriculture between 1939 and 1952, the Farmall M sits at the pinnacle of the list for its unmistakable legacy. Armed with a 4-cylinder gas engine that produced about 33 horsepower on the drawbar, the M wasn't the most massive tractor ever built, but it was the mainstay of countless farms across the Midwest. One twist of the ignition, and the M's throaty rumble would fill a barnyard, signaling that it was time to get to work. Whether pulling a plow through stubborn fields or powering a baler, the Farmall M had a habit of conquering tasks with dependable ease. The M built on the success of the Farmall Regular and other models in the lineup. solidifying International Harvester's reputation for delivering versatile row crop tractors. It came in multiple versions, including the MD diesel variant. But the gasoline model was the most common. It also supported a wide range of implements that could be swapped out quickly, transforming the M from a plow horse to a cultivator or hay baler in a matter of minutes. Historically, the Farmall M was synonymous with the heyday of family farming in America. It performed admirably in wartime production efforts during the 40s, and when soldiers returned home, many of them found themselves behind the wheel of an M. Ready to expand their family fields. Over 270,000 units were produced, making it a commercial and cultural phenomenon. The Farmall line became so iconic that even today the color Farmall red is immediately recognizable among tractor enthusiasts. Now, culturally, there's a warmth and nostalgia tied to this tractor that extends beyond simple mechanics. People recall the sound of an M firing up at dawn, the weighty smell of fuel in the air, and the sight of a father or grandfather patiently teaching them the ropes. Many still keep an M in their shed, lovingly maintained, as a tribute to the perseverance and unity that defined rural America in the mid-1900s. The M startup, with its hearty growl, perfectly encapsulates the collective pride of an entire generation who worked the land with unwavering dedication. Long after more modern tractors have come and gone, the Farmall M stands as a towering emblem of agricultural progress and good old-fashioned hard work. Hey, look, nothing beats the sound of these classic tractors sparking to life, each one echoing a chapter in American history. We hope you found the video helpful as we revisited the machines that transformed fields and fired up our hearts. Let us know what startup sound resonates with your memories the most. Maybe you've got your own tales from the farm. And if you enjoyed this nostalgic ride, be sure to subscribe for more deep dives into the legacy of America's most iconic machinery. Share your thoughts, spread the word, and keep the tradition going. One hearty engine rumble at a time.